everybody. How do I know if it's going? Do you know anything about live Facebook? Usually Rabbi Wolbe sets it up for me, so I don't know. Hey Frida, how are you doing?
You're live.
Yeah. If it shows, do I have to press recording or anything?
Nope, you're live.
What's the finished thing when I'm done?
When you're done, yeah.
But it's already showing on...
if it says live in the corner, it should be.
Perfect. Frida, we have... Oh, perfect. Like this, I could see you. We have, for more people that are going to come, they're going to be in the inner circle. There's an outer circle, an inner circle. So, good evening to those online, because I've gotten some requests from those who couldn't be there. That last week we had this iPad that was so distracting to us. I'm hoping that this phone is... Oh, thank you. Will be...
You can't rotate while recording. Okay.
Okay, maybe you put it
further
up.
back. Okay.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Crazy.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick review. And for those who weren't here last week, and we're going to delve into the workshop. The mission for tonight, the objective, the goal of this class, that everybody, I'm hoping by 9:15, you should have, I have these beautiful parchment papers, you should have a Yeud statement. You're all going to leave with a Yeud statement. Now, it's something that's going to need some flushing and working a little bit and refining, but at least you should have an outline of what your mission is. I'm going to remind you that the word mission in Hebrew is Yeud, so I might kind of interchange and use the word Yeud and mission. Yeud is from the language of destiny, Ya'ad, and which means not just a goal, but like where I'm supposed to be, my destiny, my destination. The real big question is that we have to ask ourselves is, why has God brought my soul here to the world? That's the $1 million question. Why was my soul brought here to the world? You know? To be annoyed at things? You know? To have sleepless nights? Because I'm there. So there must be a deeper, obviously answer, but it's very, very specific and unique and tailor-made to you. It's your unique soul's mission. And it's a very specific mission to you. And we said, and we're going to read it soon, that the Arizal says that there has never been a person like you in the world. There's never been a moment like this moment. Sometimes your Yeud has to do with timing. It's a mission that has to happen at the exact time, the exact moment. We are brought here in this generation, 2018, with all the challenges of 2018 and all the advantages of 2018. And we're here, there's no coincidence. There's a beautiful thought that the Ari says that there's 60,000 letters in the Torah, in the whole Torah, and there's 600,000 root souls. We've heard this number before. Where did you hear the number 600,000? That Har Sinai, right? That when they left Egypt. Now there were really more than 600,000, but we're not even counting kids, and it was, I think, counted from kids to 18, from 18 and up. Okay. So when we're talking 600,000, we're talking about root souls. Like, so to say, if there was like root of a tree, there's 10, and then a tree sprouts a branch and fruits, there's 600 root souls. We all stem from it. So that means each of us is a letter in the Torah. And I said this idea in Shavuot is that you are placed in the Torah in a very specific spot, in a word, okay? Do you know that if a word is missing from the Torah, what happens? It becomes pasul. They can't read from that Torah. If like it's very big drama. I've been in a shul when this happens. They open the scroll and they notice that a word is missing. They have to take another Sefer Torah out. It's not kosher to read from. Why? It totally, if a letter is missing, exactly. So even if a word is missing, right? So we are a letter in the Torah placed in a specific word in a specific order. Like if you move the letter, you say, oh, I don't really want to be placed here. And you move yourself to the end of the word, it changes the meaning of the word, right? And you're also, very interestingly enough, you are attracting certain people in your life. Your family members, your friends, your community are people, so to say, in your verse, in your pasuk. It's not a coincidence that you're interacting with them, that they're in your life. You're part of the same chapter. If you find, let's say, that you're drawn to certain kind of people that are deep, that love learning, it's because you're all probably from same root souls, same word, and it's a beautiful idea. that everything that's happening to us, it's not a coincidence. It's a story getting written, and we're part of a story, you know? So the thing that drives us crazy is when we resist our destiny, when we're like, but I never wanted to be here, or I never wanted this to happen to me, or I shouldn't have married this person, or this kid is too crazy, it can't be, he's related to me, you know? Or, you know what I'm saying? But it's like if we accept that everything is given to us b'hashgacha, like precise, divine intervention. It's like you're supposed to be with that person, you're supposed to meet that person, you're supposed to meet that, have that interaction in order to perfect you and bring you to your mission, okay? And if you say, no, I'm really not into this, you know, you're changing the word, you're changing the whole story. And the truth is that you can't, and we could go more into that another time. Can we affect our destiny in terms of mazal elyon, mazal tachton, what was determined? Do we have the ability, if we're predetermined for something to happen? Yes, we have ability to change certain parts of our mazal through prayer, through tshuva, through actions, okay? But there are certain, so to say, predestined things that our soul is going to have to go through that we don't really have a choice. The only choice in the matter is how we're going to react within that situation. Are we going to make good choices? That's really what it's about, you know? So you all know the story of my life where I don't stop talking about it because it's such a big part of me. So obviously I would have never custom ordered to have had a child with cancer, but yet this happened to me. So I need to ask myself, what could I learn from it? And how could I make the world a better place from this very tragic experience that happened to us? Now, it's very interesting that a lot of change happens in the world through people that experience tragedy. So like, there's this organization, Mad Moms Against Drunk Drivers. That is moms that lost children to drunk drivers. Started an organization. Their mission became to bring awareness to people that are driving drunk, right? And they started this whole campaign to take a designated driver and not to drive drunk. A lot of breakthroughs right now in pediatric cancer are happening because parents are funding research for pediatric cancer. So there was a very interesting trial in MD Anderson that opened up after my son died. We were waiting for it, but he didn't make it. He died before it was launched. We knew that they were trying to launch it, but his body, you know, he couldn't wait. And the doctor contacted me. And on the one hand, I was so upset with this doctor, like, why didn't he treat my son with this protocol, even if the trial wasn't officially out there? Like, did he really want to save my son? Or he just wanted the data, and he needed all the protocol, you know, everything in place? But he reached out to me because he says, I know the kind of cancer that my son had was called an orphan disease. It's very rare. It's 300 kids a year get it. So big pharma is not doing research into this brain tumor that my son had. So there's very few people that are interested to try to cure 300 people. It's not going to make big money, right? But other kind of cancers, you know, leukemia, lymphoma, more people have it, so there's a lot of research that's poured into it, and there's been great, great breakthroughs in cancer, the breast cancer arena, and lymphoma, leukemia, because there's interest and awareness in it. So I realized that here I had to step up, forget my bad feelings, you know, my hard feelings, and I was able, thank God, to raise a lot of money through contacting other parents that lost children to brain tumors, and we basically got this going, and we funded this research. And it's a great feeling to know that, thank God, there's 2 kids doing really well on it. A few other kids I wanted didn't make it, but to know that they're moving along. I don't want any parent to be in my situation where the doctors basically looked at me in the eye and said, take your kid to Disneyland. There's nothing more we can do for him. I don't want anyone to ever be in that situation. So I was put in that situation, and I hated it. I still hate it. I resisted. But through this experience that I went through, I could try to make the world a better place, right? And it kind of became a mission. It wasn't my original mission, right? And I shared with you last week what my Yeud, and all of us are going to extract today through, I hope you did your homework of writing down those 5...
Do it now. Like,
right,
we'll do it.
we'll do it. Okay. We'll do it in class. 5 moments of mission feeling, like moments that you experienced that you felt like, wow, this is what I was brought to the world for, or this feels right. Like I'm meant to do this. You know, this is what my soul was brought to the world for. It's a very powerful feeling when you're engaged in a certain kind of learning, or you had a certain spiritual experience, or if you're into art or science or music or whatever it may be, and you write down those memories. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen to some of you, we're going to do workshop, go around and see if there's a common theme between your 5, 10 memories, and out of it extract the sentence that says, my Yeud is, my mission is, ... So my mission is to inspire, specifically today when I was talking with Sara, specifically women, through teaching and connecting and networking. Okay, that's kind of like where I see myself. Through this mission, my root mission, I find that I'm good at the networking when it comes to cancer research. And it kind of encompasses in it this whole teaching Torah and connecting with women and coaching and counseling, right? But it comes from the same root mission, which is inspiring, connecting. And you're going to find yours. And when you find your mission, you're on fire. Because it's really like lighting. There are reasons it's like lighting a dark room with a tiny little candle, but it brings so much light. So let's say, I'm going to tell you this, the CIA calls you Yocheved and says, you have a mission, and the world's safety depends on it. Like the world's well-being completely depends on you, on the success of this mission. So what a great responsibility, right? But also frightening, like the world's safety rests on your shoulders, right? So basically, what we're saying is, and it's that extreme, you have a specific, unique mission that no one else can do. You're a letter in the Torah in a specific location, right? So Ashley, you could be a mem, that specific mem in a specific location, and the world's waiting for the light that you have to shine onto the world, okay? So let's bring this light into the world, and I'm going to give it over to Sara.
So let's go, there's a handout that we gave.
So it's this one?
It's of like the definitions of...
Devorah, do you have any left?
Yeah. Wait.
Give us an
Thank you.
Yeah, she got it.
Okay. Thank you. So it just has some quotes from different places, so I'm just going to read them. So Yeud is, the basic definition is a person's positive life mission. So it's like the gifts that you give to the world, and it's in the positive sense. So anything that is like a giving or a learning or something like that, like we're going to do tikkun. Yeah.
It's this one. Okay?
It's
one that says definitions on the top. So Yeud is a person's positive life mission. I'm saying it loud for the Facebookers. Okay?
Yeah, okay. So, all right, Yisod HaAvoda, quoting the Arizal. One man is not like any other man since the time of man's creation, and one man cannot correct what another man can correct. And so, too, each man has his own heavenly mission to repair and correct a specific thing. For this purpose, he was sent down to the earth from the heavens. No other man since creation can repair what this particular man has to repair. So, basically, our neshama is completely unique. Has never been anyone like you, or never will be anyone like you. It was interesting. Whatever I had a question. It was like, well, what if there was someone that was exactly looked like you and different things, in a different generation, that lived before? I'm like I don't know. I don't think it's ever happened. I never heard that. But even so, you're in this generation, and you're with different people, and you're, your mission here. They didn't have smartphones when. Whatever, if there was so similar, whatever, you're very, even though it might be the same root soul that maybe might bring those same qualities, the way you are going to bring it out is going to be different than any other person. So some would say that for this reason the pasuk states, "See, I have given before you today a blessing and a curse," because the pasuk is not referring to keeping mitzvos, reward and punishment. It is referring instead to the unique mission and job of each man in his world. The greatest blessing in a man's life is when he fulfills his heavenly mission and corrects that thing which he was sent to the world, into this world. The curse is when a man fails to correct that unique thing which was his mission to correct. He toils for 70 years in his life and never completes the mission which was destined for him. So it just is explaining that pasuk in a different way of a blessing and a curse, and how that relates.
Can I just add 1 second? There's the biggest thing about, we don't believe in hell in Judaism, but we do have the concept of Gehenom. And Gehenom is what's the torturing part of Gehenom? Is when a person in the end of his life, basically shown, the movie of his life, and sees the potential of where he could have been and missed. And that is the biggest torture. That is the biggest, so to say, Gehenom that a person could go through. When they reach the end of their life and they say, man, I toiled and I worked. And you see this sometimes with older people, and they say, we've immersed ourselves so much in work and making money, but we had no relationship with our loved ones, right? So it's like really kind of focusing that.
It's interesting. I don't know, just something that popped up from that was that, like, there's a question that you could ask yourself. It's like, if I knew that I had like 6 months like to live and or like whatever, I would be like struck by lightning or something, whatever, like how would I live differently? And it really kind of like, when you think about it a little bit, it sometimes it actually points you into that mission that you're supposed to go to. It's interesting. My father, when I was 2 years old, he had like an aneurysm, and it was like a big thing. They said like he was going to be the doctor said he's not going to survive, or if he does, he's going to be a vegetable. And like as a 2-year-old, I was 2.5, and I still have like vivid memories of like coming into the room and like giving him lemon drops at whatever. He did survive, thank God. And like being able to taste it and different things. But so like through a process of a lot of nisim, he found the right doctor, and it was a very skilled person, and they did a surgery, and whatever, like he Baruch Hashem, he's fine. He's alive today, and he raised us. Him? Yes. So basically, he used to like work a lot. He was like building a business. His goal was like to be like a millionaire at age 30, and like he didn't reach that. I don't know, all these different things. And then once that experience happened, he was like it really put everything into perspective, and he completely took like for him that like a year off work and like spent time with us and the kid, like whatever. I have one brother, and he just he was a very active, dedicated like father. So like it was just one of those things that I guess Hashem sent that way, and it definitely formed a different path that he went in. So okay.
It's so hot.
Thanks.
Okay, anyone else? Should we have them read? Who's a good reader? Jane, you're good. Ashley, would you read to us?
From the Sfat Emet, Foundation of Awareness. In the holy book Yesod HaAvodah, the author quotes Arizal as follows: since the creation of the world, every day and every single moment is utterly unique, every person is utterly unique, and no one has the capacity to repair what his fellow repairs. The way in which one performs one's mission of selecting the holy sparks is determined according to the particular year, day, moment, and the nature of the individual. This idea is crucial. One needs to discern what it is that Hashem requires of him in particular. What are the ways open for him to come close to Hashem according to the root of his soul, according to his qualities, according to the day and the period of history in which he lives? One who lacks this clarity of personal mission is like someone who wanders aimlessly in the streets, not knowing where he wants to go.
So you have this like this kind of map of yourself and your Yeud, and then you have the moment in front of you, and you kind of match those two things together, and it's more of like an intuitive thing. Like it was interesting. Rabbi Niven says that people come into his chaburas and say like, I want to be on a spiritual high and feel spirituality all day. And he says through the chaburas and learning and all these different things, they leave saying, what is it? It's like what is Hashem asking me in this moment? It's not necessarily all about like feeling the I don't know. Sometimes Hashem gives you spiritual moments and times to feel it, and sometimes He doesn't. Right. So like it's like you can't base your life off of that, or like off of the goal of living in those moments, because those are gifts. Those aren't things that you can you can determine. So, but what you can base your time off of is like how am I supposed to be living right now? And in this situation, whether it's like, helping someone with groceries or this, or, or taking care of your kids, or I don't know, like sometimes it's not always like pleasurable. Your kids are screaming and you're like, all right, the best thing for me to do is lock myself in the bathroom right now, like.
That's why I'm not home right now. My husband, I know he's watching, he's putting the kids to sleep. So I ran away from my mission.
You had to do a different one. So, and then, there was one other thing I did want to mention about before, about like keeping Torah and mitzvos and how this kind of relates to that. So last week I told a story about a kingdom and how everyone in the kingdom has a different role of like a baker and a planter and all these different people. So something that I forgot to mention was that everyone in the kingdom is part of the kingdom. They pay tributes to the king. So those are like the mitzvos that we do, the Torah guidelines of Shabbos, and to do our best, and everyone Hashem wants us to be real with where we are. Like, he's not expecting us to be higher. If you've never kept kosher before, you're not supposed to wake up on one day and all the way just sudden change it. Like very small steps and authentically go through that process. But there is that that larger aspect that that we do our best to keep all the mitzvos, even though there is this specific direction that our neshama has.
Right. So you're not exempt, like you're saying. My mission is to inspire and connect with women, and then I'm just going to let my kids be neglected. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still have the day-to-day life and the mitzvot and keeping Shabbat and whatever it is that, the day-to-day things that we have to do. Now we're going to the next part, which is we spoke about Yeud as your positive, right? It's a positive mission, life's mission. Tikkun is a little bit different.
So the tikkun is what basically the question is, what are the one or two character traits that if you fixed would improve every other area of your life? So
let's repeat it. The one or two character traits that if you fixed would improve every other area of your life. So think about it. Every Yom Kippur, there must be something. We all have this, like one habit, one area that if we fixed it, it would help us move to the next level. And we keep bumping into the same thing over and over. It's like almost like you would say a stumbling block, or.
No, I think it's a different part of your life mission. Like Rabbi Niven says that everyone has different percentages of Yeud and Tikkun. There's some people that are, he says Yeud people that are 90% Yeud and 10% Tikkun. So they're out there building these chesed organization, or I don't know, doing all these things. And you're you're so amazing, but and they don't. Hashem didn't give them such a big tikkun to have to really struggle with. I'm sure they have struggles like everyone does, but but then could be another person that's the opposite, that has 90% tikkun and 10% yud, and really their role in the moment is to work on their tikkun of anger. Like if they're getting angry 10 times a day, just to go down to 9 times a day, and they accomplish just as much as that person that is doing the chesed. So
chesed is kindness.
Kind of. So it's
Also, what if someone someone comes from a very broken home and come very, very, very dysfunctional, right? So they're just playing, so to say, catch up. They're starting from here, minus 20. But Hashem is not expecting us to match up to one another. It's all about authenticity. I'm never going to be Sara, and Sara's not trying to be me, right? No, you really don't want to be me.
No.
Right? And so we each have our own life's mission, and we're getting judged for our journey, not trying to match us up. When we go up to heaven, God's not going to say, why weren't you like Moses? You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, why weren't you Anat, the best Anat you can be, the best Dana you can be, the best Devorah you can be, right? That's really, so if someone's you're saying, that's very interesting, I never heard him say that, the 90% tikkun people.
Yeah, wow. It's hard. He said, and he gave a whole module actually that I listened to about those in those situations, that part of being in those situations is trying and failing and trying and failing and failing until, and that is the goal.
Mission.
That's the mission,
for
to
them
keep on trying and not to succeed. So yeah, it's a very interesting.
And to learn through that process.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but everyone does have a different like a tikkun. So and it's specifically 1 or 2, like max 3. It's not a list of 10. That's like whatever. It's more that could be like more of like a low self-esteem, like whatever. I kind of came in like that. I was like, well, there's so many things. It's like, oh well, there's really like 1 or 2. It's not real. It's not so many. Okay, so the Yesod HaAvoda, quoting the Arizal, the truly righteous men have said that the way to know what one's unique mission is to discern is for what purpose one has been sent down into this world. One must notice what is the thing in which the Yetzer Hara most often tries to overcome you.
So Yetzer Hara is the evil inclination.
Yeah, and it could be a character trait. It could be sometimes
a flaw.
Yeah, sometimes the way the Yetzer Hara is pictured isn't. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's not always accurate, I guess. That thing that you can overcome only with the utmost self-sacrifice is the thing that your unique mission is to correct in this world. It is also said that a Jew can live all his life doing mitzvos and studying Torah, and when he arrives in the next world, they will ask him, "What did you do in this world?" Nothing that you did related to the particular and most significant mission that was required of you. It is the nature of man that he avoids doing things that require extreme self-sacrifice. Yeah, sure.
I have seen it with my own eyes, and I know sometimes it's much easier. Let's say someone's very involved in being a community leader and doing these amazing kindness projects, right? But at home, they're like really not so fun to live with, So it's like their Yeud becomes their tikkun. They really need to work on their interpersonal relationships and their close family before they go out there repairing the whole world. Not to say that they shouldn't work on repairing the world and doing this thing that gives them energy and inspires them, but they really need to work on that. That's very important, because it's like, going and changing the whole world, and then your mini world is crashing, I've been there, and it doesn't work. They complain. Okay, so now we're going to the next page, right?
Okay, so the handout that we give, so what is, Okay, so I think as you're doing this, I think we're going to go around and,
First I'll tell them what we're doing.
Okay, so this is the handout. It is, what is your Yud? What are you meant to bring into the world? So it's all these are different character traits. So it's just like a large list of character traits. It could be a little overwhelming, but whatever. Just go through it and circle the things that kind of stick out to you. And then
that you resonate with, that you
right,
feel like
that you
it's
feel
you.
is you. Yes, exactly.
That you feel that it's you. And then
choose the top 3, the things that you feel like are the most, I guess, describe you.
So you could actually choose 20 of them, and then out of the 20, choose your top 3. Okay?
Just this top half?
No, both sides,
all the
right?
way. Yeah.
Okay, and what we're going to do...
At this point in our life.
Yeah.
What was just at this point?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
a good
fine.
question.
I mean, it's a good question. I think that certain character traits, like creativity, maybe you've always been creative. Like, I feel like those are, like, usually with you throughout your life. Maybe you've discovered
We're
it
looking
now.
for, like, the core things, the things
Yeah.
that have stayed with you. And even if you haven't, even if it's something that you've done when you were younger, but you still feel very connected to it, then I would still circle it.
Okay? Anything that, like, resonates with you, that there's a vibration there, right? Like that Geiger count you were talking about?
Yeah.
So, like, if it resonates with you, circle it, and you could have 20, 30, and then out of that, choose your top 3. And Sara and I, in like 2-3 minutes, will go around, and we're going to start working with you guys on the memory thing,
Yeah, to find it.
to find your Yeud statement.
I should do it. I haven't done that.
tikkun, right. Make that point to them. I think it's a good point.
We realize that if you're going through and you like see it and you see one, you're like, oh my gosh, that's not me. Like that you could keep that as like potential like a tikkun area.
Like I read patience, ma. Yeah, I read.
Too much? No, don't think about it too much.
So, like for instance, I read patience, right? I mean, I'm not patient, so that I definitely know that would be my tikkun. That's the one thing I got to work on. So. Gosh, I can't believe how hot it is here. By the way, this is an awesome workshop. It's a workshop for your mind and your body. It's a sauna. You'll lose 40 calories tonight just from the humidity here. Okay? So tell people. It's a good workout. It's like almost what's that yoga
like
they do?
Yoga, like
yeah.
That. Like sauna.
We actually turned up the heat on purpose to make your tikkun for you tonight. It'd be funny if you could say that about yourself or whatever. It's fine.
I don't know. It's kind of like it's more like a striving for greatness.
I know, right? That's why I'm like.
Yeah.
I wish. Gratitude, I'm working on it. Okay, for those online, so try to find 25 descriptive words that describe your qualities and your strength and your gifts. So we have here a list
Look
of,
online probably.
and you could find online many of those kind of lists of attributes and positive qualities. So those online that are watching, you could do that. Write down 25 words at least that describe you and choose out of them top three. And we're talking about positive. I'm not asking you to write lazy, bum, overweight. Yeah, that would be tikkun. By the way, if you don't know what your tikkun is, ask your husband. They're very good at that. If your husband wants to know what his tikkun is, I'm sure you've told him that. That's, by the way, the beauty of marriage. That's how we do reach perfection through marriage, because we're constantly there, helping each other grow by the resistance, right? It's like a muscle. It's working out. And for those online and here, great book. I have a lot of these books. I was going to bring them tonight to sell them for a good friend of my husband that's a rabbi. It's called Where the Heaven Kissed the Earth. Amazing. He has a whole chapter here about how to find your mission.
It's written very easy to read and
Very
fun.
good.
I don't know.
It,
I like it.
It's very easy to read. It's very connectable. You could get it, Rabbi Carmen Ingberg, on Amazon. Where the Heavens Kiss the Earth. Beautiful book. Okay, so.
Should we do a workshop maybe?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready to. I need a brave person who's willing to do a workshop with us out loud. Yeah, Mayan? Yeah?
Okay, great.
Wait, okay. Yeah, you'll do it? Okay. So, so I think it was based on the writing down your 5 top, your 5 memories of mission moments you felt in your life. So do you want to write that? And then we'll do.
One. I've got to write a few.
Okay, write a few more, and then we're going to come back to you.
Okay.
Mayan, you have those?
I have those.
Okay, great. So we'll start with Mayan, then we'll go to Chana Yafa. Is it Yafa Chana? Yafa Chana. You see, I remembered. I was pretty good. Not bad, right?
Very good.
Okay. So Mayan, I'm going to let Sara lead the workshop. Because I know what I'm doing.
Wait, let me just, because I know you've done some work before. Do you already know your Yeud, or you're looking to find a little bit more? I just want to know where you're at, so I can know how to.
So I've done something similar to this a couple of times.
Right.
And I've come up with 2 different.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeuds.
cool.
and I'm still trying to like get clarity and hone in on
And
what
define
the
it.
exact.
Okay, wait, so this is really helpful. Can you, if you are comfortable, would you be interested in explaining that, like, either what they, like the process that you went through to get there, whatever, because I feel like maybe it could help,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, so I did the LO program with Rabbi Niven about 4 years ago. It was the first time, and I was at a very different place in my life, and I felt like at that time that my my Yeud was like really tied in heavily with just learning, learning and absorbing Torah, and it was more of like an inward thing. And then like over the years, as I've done the course again, and my world has expanded so much, and I have had more like what I would call my Yeud moments are like very recent. It changed again to where I felt like my Yeud is very connected with women in settings like this, and like very much tied into like wanting to elevate other people. I can share my Yeud moments, and I can share like where I'm stuck.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
that'd
yeah,
be great.
that would be great, because it's interesting to listen to others, because we could learn from the process that she's going through.
So when I think of my Yeud moments, one of the very first ones that I would like put right up there was the first Jewish women's retreat that I went to. And what was so awesome about it was like there was just women from all different backgrounds within Judaism, different levels of observance, and there was so much connection, and it was like a very safe place, and there were moments of like deep conversations, like this kind of work, but there were also just like moms who just getting out of the house having way too much fun probably, and it was just a fun, like that was definitely like up there. I felt connected to the women, I felt connected to Hashem. I was like really happy. Another one was I went through a life coaching training, and I went because I like felt like my Yeud is very much like building other people up, but in the course of that training I was built up, and so some of my confusion in my Yeud comes in like I'm not sure if my Yeud is really like to be out there building other people up, or it's just to be searching for those moments for myself, because I think I'm still kind of in the building myself up phase of my life. My other moments are like if you define a Yeud moment as just like what you could do every single day and never get tired of it, it's just being in like sharing like this with women. Another one that I had was just singing Zimrot with women like around a campfire type of experience, and like we had a dance party with women. I don't know. It's all like kind of.
What was the feeling in that specific one?
It was connecting to other people. To other women.
So what if it was, I don't know, like sometimes like teaching other people also kind of, you have to fill yourself up, like to be like an overflowing cup to be able to teach others. So so I think they're like really very, like I think they're like one thing, that you are filling yourself up, and that is like a Yeud experience for you, and also using the words I think you were saying, like kind of like connecting. That's like that's a big one.
Right.
Like connecting, like in a deeper way, in a safe way.
Right.
Connecting deep.
Yeah,
in a
I
safe
think
way.
the two words that I circled them again tonight, like that really resonated with me, were connection and elevation.
Elevation. Okay, cool. So, okay, so I'm gonna like say a statement, and you could tell me how this sounds. Like it's gonna have to be tweaked, but whatever. So, growing my Yeud is growing myself and connecting and elevating others.
Yeah, that's very similar. I think what I had done in the past was that my Yeud is connecting other people to Hashem through elevation, or something very similar. But I think that my Yeud now, like where I currently am in my life, I think it's more internal and not as external. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that I think that
Like,
they
I think
both
that
go
I
together.
wanted my year to be like really out there, and I wanted to be out there, but I'm not that kind of person. I'm very.
So you're saying maybe so instead of being one, maybe they're two separate things, where it's like one of them is your personal growth. You'd have to find like the right words that fit that, and the other is connecting and elevating others.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Okay,
I think.
cool.
I think.
Did you like when she intertwined both of them in one sentence? Did that resonate? It's growing through, it's growing yourself and connecting. I guess it is two things, right?
I think it
It's
is
two
two
things.
things.
Okay.
I think I was trying to put one before the other.
Mhm.
That really like
They're
they're
two
side by
separate
side,
things.
and
Yeah.
then it's different.
Yeah, and it's interesting because for me, I'll have like one part of me is I don't know, I used to be like a gymnast, whatever. So it's like kind of like this like body awareness and like kind of growth in a weird whatever. And then there's another part that's like. Right, also like the learning for myself and kind of giving to others. I don't know, whatever, I have different words for it. But and they're totally different things, So, but
Are they
you could do
simultaneously?
them-
You could do them simultaneously?
maybe in a certain setting where you could like ask certain parts of your body, like what are you feeling, and then that part like responds. And like I don't know, I've like done kind of some of that stuff before, which is interesting. But
What about consecutive? Remember, like we were reading that sometimes your Yeud is to raise your children, or if someone has a special needs child, their Yeud at that moment is to raise their child with joy. And then later on in life, like Yocheved's in this place where now her Yeud is, you told me last week.
Yeah, in the past, it was to elevate my husband. That job is done because he passed away, and I prepared him for that. And now it's me. Now, it's selfish to say, but my neshama is so thirsty and is so hungry that I learn maybe 11 hours a week.
Beautiful.
And I just love being with the women and so spiritual, and this is my time now, but at the same time I'm giving to my grandchildren,
Right.
trying to
Give it over.
educate them at the same time, but it's really me time now. I feel I have to, spiritually, I have to prepare myself.
Okay.
It's learning Torah, and it's learning Talmud, and it's learning everything, and just soaking it in. And I just am so happy right now doing it.
By the way, her smile is the definition of she's
Really?
in Yeud.
I-
She's in Yeud
I'm gonna
mode.
stop crying. You know
totally
how
good.
important it is to me.
Beautiful.
I mean, I learn like 4 hours a day,
Beautiful.
wherever I can get it, in Chabad, in here,
Beautiful.
all over.
So when we're involved in our Yeud, we're happy. We're on fire. Like it's something like you're saying, Mayan, we could do it all day long.
I hear her.
Right?
I see it's me. That's when I was before and now, the same thing.
So
Yeah,
what are you
I-
thinking, Mayan, that it's consecutive, or is it simultaneously, these two things?
I think it's two distinct things, but they're connected, and I think that I have to keep in mind, I don't know if you've talked about like the gender you, because where I'm at in my life with little kids, like, wow, like, Baruch Hashem, I like look forward to that season. I'm in a completely different season, like right now.
Right.
And so it's like finding that life balance of like allowing myself to do these things, but also like not like cook dinner.
Right, exactly.
And all of that.
So next week we're going to do that. No, next week we're not having class, but the following week, right, the gender Yeud. Because there is the global Yeud of a Jew, of a woman, so definitely we have to define that for ourselves. Okay, so you,
Anyone ready?
anyone else ready? You ready?
Okay.
Thank you, Maya, for sharing. Thank you. Yeah. So tell us your 5 or a few memories, Yeud moments.
So I used to work with a handicap, and it was the most rewarding thing in the world for me.
Okay.
Nothing brought me closer to God. Nothing gave me more of a sense of meaning. You know, you grow up in an environment with fake values, and really truly materialistic values. And then you work with this population who's so holy and so needs your advocacy and so appreciates it. You walk home from work every day on such a high. It's so beautiful. You're so connected to God. It's gorgeous. So that's number 1. I used to do that. Number 2, enabling others, opening doors, giving them self-confidence, whether it's handicapped people or friends or whatever, positivity and helping them see the good in themselves. 3, God gave me a medical miracle at age 29. I had an illness I was supposed to have the rest of my life. And suddenly, out of nowhere, boom, it's gone. I'd been praying for other people to get well. And I hear from the rabbis, when you pray for somebody else, God's going to be with you. That's what happened.
Wow.
And I cried and cried on the Hagim, on the holiday, and I said, God, I never prayed for it, but I didn't think it was possible. And I had a friend who had a similar illness, and she wasn't well, and I felt like, how come me and not her? Well, it was a whole thing. But it's amazing. That was a huge growth, a huge, on so many levels, so many dimensions that I can't even express.
Special moment.
Yeah, it was a miracle. And God gives you a miracle. Wow, it knocks you.
Right.
It knocks you the rest of your life.
Right.
It totally changes.
Right.
Music. My violin and piano. Okay, here, I could be the piano and the violin all day long, lose track of time. I could do absolutely nothing in the world except hit my music, and I'd be happy. But I have the rest of a life out here.
Right.
So one thing in my music, and also in sports, is you push yourself. You work at it, and you work at it. I have great Devorah when it comes to music. I mean, you're always honing your abilities. You're always working and pushing yourself to do better. Pushing is not a word, because you love it.
Right.
It's not a push. It's demanding the best of yourself, or me, and not stopping until it sounds right. It hurts to hear it not sound right. Do you know what I'm saying?
So what is?
How would you work that around?
Okay.
I could have been a professional musician.
Wow.
I love it, but it would take away what?
No, it sounds like there's a couple different ones from your experience. One is specifically with music,
right?
And then there's like another one that is giving self-confidence, but like specifically with handicap.
Facilitating growth.
Okay.
Facilitating
Opening
growth.
door,
Okay.
opening whatever doors are closed internally to someone, opening them for that. And you can see, I have this potential. Go for it.
Okay. Beautiful.
Whether it's a handicap.
So you're like a builder-upper.
Yes.
Okay. So your mission, I guess.
Okay, I'm just throwing something out there, but if anyone else has statements that they feel put to them, you could start just putting things
But
down.
the music is personal. It's by determination.
Yeah.
There's an element of determination and gevura. I have to
discipline.
work on myself.
Right.
And not myself, but I have to develop my abilities and not stop till I get here until it's exactly what I want it to be. Does that make sense?
Skill. Yeah.
That's musicians are that way. I mean, that's artists, musicians, dancers, whatever it's how it is. It's how you do it.
Right.
And the other is about other people. Is working with people that need help. Working on the handicapped, they're defenseless people, and they need an advocate. And they're so exquisite. And really, it was selfish on my part because I got so much out of it.
Got it.
Right.
They loved it. They benefited, but I really benefited.
So Dr. Yeud here.
So no, I want to ask you.
Good.
I want to ask you what if you were to put together my Yeud is. Let's say a statement. Okay, so do you want me to
Because we
try
all
something?
tonight,
Okay.
our goal is that you all lead with a statement. And it could change, but to start a draft, my Yeud is, my mission is, dot.
Okay, so let me.
And it's based on the memories and on the descriptive qualities that you wrote. So from what I'm hearing from you, I'm going to start if you tell me if it resonates, okay? My Yeud is to help facilitate and growth and build people up. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so does that resonate? Anything else to add to it? Through positivity or through the arts, like you could actually intertwine in it, maybe.
Feedback on their what I see realistically as a potential that
Got
they're
it.
ignoring, or that they don't have confidence in, or that or developing.
Through seeing their goodness and bringing their goodness out, or giving them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the handicap is more. But they have the people don't think they have potential. They have amazing potential. We have to just open doors for people.
That's a beautiful, by the way, that's a beautiful mission.
And then the other one would be,
Believing in them. When the world doesn't believe in them, I believe in them.
wow.
You know?
Anyone else?
But why would people differently? Of course they have potential. I mean, people have mythologies about handicap. And I feel really horrible that Down syndrome population is really hurting most of it. Not autism.
No, you're gonna get there, you're gonna get
They
there.
think they don't have potential intellectually. You have money to
Do a workshop with us? Wanna do it now?
Because of archaic mythology, it's so destructive.
Okay.
We have to be positive.
You have no clue?
Yeah, so I think, it makes sense, like opening growth through believing in them.
Okay.
Opening growth through believing and giving self-confidence and seeing the good. That's kind of what,
Potential.
and seeing the potential,
Choose a
seeing the
marker,
potential.
or you can
Great,
pass this down, choose a marker
great,
for
perfect. And then
yourself.
I would have you think of one also for the music in terms of like,
Just to make.
right, no, so, but that's another you, that,
But that could be another year.
Yeah.
I have to teach to them too, that in order to.
I want to buy it in pencil, and then I'll make it pretty at home.
Huh?
I'll do mine in pencil, and I'll make it
right.
It's something that happens.
Okay, let's just look at time, and I wanna wrap
You know,
this up.
Right,
you want to improve
I have a pencil.
Oh,
right,
Okay, so,
not against someone else's par, against your own par.
whatever you
for
want.
sure.
You know?
yeah,
So that's that through violin, that's what you're working on in yourself.
Right.
To be able to perfect
I don't
your
know what time we'll get.
maybe the
Because
sound of
you
the
know what you
violin.
want to hear, and you want to create that
Or
sound.
even any other time. We could just get
It's so exquisite, you know? And you can. It requires just refining it and working. Like you tune an instrument, so you're tuning your playing.
Right.
You ever tune an instrument, anybody? You have to. You don't give.
you have
stop
to like
it.
listen
Exactly
to
right.
it till it's
Right.
precise, right?
Right? So it's the same. Perfection. It's really not, because you're never perfect, but it's making it. You want to stretch yourself. You want to. You know you can work. You want to
Just like,
make
I
it as
don't know.
best you can.
I would do one more person.
One more person and then.
We're gonna have time to do, Jane, so, you're onto a very good beginning, you know, like some people just, it might take them a few weeks to even get to where you are. So I think you more or less know it. What I'm gonna do is, we're gonna do a workshop with one more person, and we're gonna be quiet for a few minutes, okay, so you guys could start writing. And if you don't get to have like a perfect Yeud statement, it's totally fine. It's a draft, okay? And it's a beginning. And you might refine it, like my mission statement also is not 100% down. I know that it's to connect and inspire through teaching and laughing. I want to add that part, you know, and networking, you know. It might be totally different. I think let's do one more person, and then we'll do some quiet time and you guys write. Who would like? Frida, you want to do it with us?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so my 3 words are creativity, connection, and peace.
Creativity, connection, and peace. Awesome. Yeah, and do you
And
have
the 5, yeah.
the 5 memories?
I'll give you like 3 top ones.
Okay.
Because they're all pretty much the same.
The same, okay.
So wherever I go, anywhere I go, I always tend to gravitate towards people, different walks of life, and we just start talking. Like if we already knew each other, it's just that
Connection that you're able to
connection.
bring out. Or in
We're
someone.
so raw and transparent with one another, and you know, I'll give you an example. I was at the New York, and my suitcase got delayed, so it's coming in about an hour and a half. So I went and grabbed a coffee and like a bar or whatever, and I sit down, and there's this like a Haitian lady, older lady, next to me, and I go, "Do you want some?" Like sharing my bar with her. She's like, "Yeah." And so I actually went and got her one, and we would start, you know, I got her coffee, yeah. And we're just hanging out. And, you know, she's like, we're talking about life and our struggles and just everything. That she's a cancer survivor, and she's from Haiti, visiting her family in Brooklyn, and just real, you know? And we were just sharing. I love connecting and just giving each other that time, you know.
Love
to
it.
get, I just don't know how to explain it.
I love it that it has nothing to do with religion and color,
Yeah.
that you could connect to the humanity in every person.
Anyone.
Yeah,
Anyone.
that's beautiful. Okay.
And
Wow. So it's like that raw, real connection
Yeah.
with other people.
Yes.
It's
And
a gift.
And we hugged each other. She gave me her number. Actually, I have a picture of her. It was fabulous because I love photography and like creativity and everything. And you could see so much in her eyes. And I showed my friend the picture, and in her eye, you could see the reflection of me taking it.
Oh, I love
And I
it.
was just like,
Easy.
wow.
You need an Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I'll follow you. And
Yeah.
have us all connect to these people.
And
That's
that's
cool.
just a story, one of
Many.
many.
Uh-huh.
And that's basically everywhere I go.
Beautiful.
Wow.
And I love that's connection.
Right.
And with peace, I feel like in every situation, whether it's friends or family or I'm the calm one, I always diffuse everything. I tell everyone, well, listen, like, we're all in this together, like, let's just go together and let it go, or
Uh-huh.
just at the fire extinguisher. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I love it.
And the creativity while I'm alive, when I love creating, I love building, I love music, I like art, anything.
Uh-huh. What do you like about the creativity specifically?
So I love writing, I love art.
But what
And-
what does it do for you? Does it allow you to express yourself, or do you like the actual aspect of doing the project? Like
Both. Like getting my hands involved in it, but it just
It's like
takes
she's
me.
extracting. You know, you're
The
extracting the person from
Yeah.
there. You're extracting something in the universe and pulling it out and exposing it for others to see.
I follow you.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I like my like what I see when you post is like you like
Oh, she has an Instagram.
you
Okay, we
speak
gotta get
to
that.
like the beauty of things. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Finding the simple,
Beauties of life.
yeah.
Okay, so do you have any idea of what your mission is?
So
It
right
sounds
now,
like you kind of more or less know it, but you have
Yeah.
to, yeah.
grab it and
And-
bunch it.
Yeah, come
tie
up
it
with,
together.
give me out of the cuff, give me a mission
So-
statement.
So this is what I'm gonna be as honest and open because this
Yeah.
is happening. So I'm in the fashion industry and I love denim. Anything with denim, I just love, or leather. So I want to connect the fashion and the art. So put, words or letter art on the fashion, and then connect with people or create infrastructures to help people.
I love it.
And yesterday I was watching a documentary about the true cost. I don't know if you guys,
What?
the true cost. It's about like sweatshops in Bangladesh.
Oh, yeah,
that sound?
yeah.
And these ladies, I started crying watching this because they were just demanding $160 a month to get paid. And one of the buildings collapsed in Bangladesh, and they're beaten to death. And I want to be a catalyst and
For change. Yeah.
and
Help others, give
and
them quality
create
of life.
something on it doesn't matter, race, religion, whatever, it's, I wanna just,
Okay, I'm hearing you.
Wow. So do you ever use it?
I'm thinking that you tell me if this resonates,
Yeah.
right? And obviously I have to work with it. My Yeud is, I'm speaking for you, is to connect and build up people to create kind of like what your words are, lasting changes through creativity, the arts, and the fashion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I said, so you wrote it down?
It sounded also like she wanted to connect with others through her art.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm saying connecting through
Right.
the arts right? So you want to connect with people, but not just connect with them. You want to build them up,
Build. Yeah.
build them, elevate them,
Yes.
inspire them,
Yes.
and give them a better quality life,
Yeah,
right?
quality.
Through the arts and the fashion.
Maybe like raw, like simple connection. Like it's not like extravagant,
Not
you know?
complicated,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, very
It's
simple, real
Yeah,
connection.
yeah.
Yeah.
Universal.
You know, especially fashion being such
An external kind of thing.
an external thing, but we're wearing,
It's necessary.
it's our second skin.
Right,
We choose this.
right.
We choose what we want to wear every morning, every day. We choose what we get.
Right.
But what difference? I mean, the fast fashion is killing the world basically, and it's detrimental to the labor. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but the women.
It's hurting the people that are doing it.
The people, the
Yeah.
children, the pesticides, all the drinking water is.
So it sounds like you want to create a better quality of life for others.
Yes.
Right.
Got it. You mamash like are talking about tikkun olam. You want to make a better place.
Yes.
Okay, so you work on that mission statement. All of you, I'm going to be quiet for 5 minutes. Anyone itching to do it with us now, out loud? Dana, you want to do it?
What?
help. היא עכשיו צריכה להביא מכתב מאמא.
I was just actually wondering if it needs the process, if it needs to be like something that has to do with if it's like a mission to the world or a mission to just myself.
Right, so that's what we've been talking about. So it could be that you have two
Because I do
separate
have,
ones, and they're
Yeah.
simultaneous. And sometimes it's not simultaneous, זאת אומרת, זה אחד אחרי
Yeah.
השני.
I don't know if mine was any one.
אבל לפעמים הם כאילו צמודים. הם באותו
Yeah, they could be
תקופה.
together.
They
Yeah,
could be
just two
together.
separate ones. Two
Like
se-
I don't know if it's a Yeud. I mean, I'm not really sure. It's kind of like like a mission that I want to take like on myself.
Okay.
Is that what it is,
Yeah,
or
it could
no?
be.
Are you inspired by taking that on? Or is it
It's
Or,
exciting.
You know what? Maybe it's not a Yeud for me. Maybe it's a tikkun. Maybe that's what I.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
That's maybe what I.
What were your top 3 words?
My top 3 words were in this part.
Yeah.
I put freedom, order, and simplicity.
Okay.
Wow.
What are your memories? Like, give me your top 2. So thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if it's maybe also a part of my family because last time we talked about my history, and I do have in my family a lot of people who are very active, you know, in kind of like things that are going on in the world and in the community, but not really so much volunteering, but kind of in the political sense of it.
Right.
And so I was involved with that for the past 5 years in Israel, yeah. And it really gave me a lot of joy. And I was also involved in an election, which was just the most amazing
Experience?
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you are in leadership.
It was, but then what you said before, that's kind of what happened to me, where you can't help or you can't be a leader or you can't be in a role, in that type of a role, if you don't fix what you have, like your own little world.
Right.
So coming like full circle, kind of, that's kind of what I realized at the end, that you really do have to do everything. You can't just kind of say, oh, I'm so good with this, so I'm just going to do that. And then everything else is kind of, you're just going to follow.
I'm hearing you, but I also want to say this to everybody. It's important that you feed your neshama. So let's say you're very, very busy right now raising kids. It's important that if it juices you to be in a woman's workshop, like you've done, take time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're in the grind of career and going to school at the same time, like Ashley is doing that. It's a lot on a plate, right? But still, she's taking time to feed her neshama, right? So it's important. You could still, let's say there's a huge tikkun screaming at you, okay? Something that must be dealt with. But still, if you could give even 5-10% to Yeud, it will get you inspired. And I remember, and I don't know if I told this story about this woman that was a nurse, a hospice nurse, and she came to a Yeud coach. And she said to her, what's your Yeud? And she said, I love helping, connecting with people, right? Which she was doing through her job. Her day job offered her some part of her Yeud. Your day job is not always your Yeud. Sometimes you can't quit your day job, okay? But sometimes you're very lucky that your day job is your Yeud. It's like you're on fire. It's like you work, whatever, for nonprofit, or you're helping people build careers, or like she loves fashion and art, and through that, you know, she could make her livelihood, and, you know. But this woman said she really had this idea. She'd love to open up an outreach organization for older people, because she was dealing with people that were dying. She felt a lot of times the spouses that weren't connected to Judaism didn't have a context to put it in. So she said, her coach said to her, I guess that's your Yeud, to open up an organization and educate older people about Judaism. And so she said, how could I do that? I'm a mother to young kids. I'm a nurse full-time. She said, listen. Rabbi Niven says, put even 30 minutes twice a week. Just start writing it down. If you had the time, and if your kids were growing up, what would it take to create an organization like that? So a few weeks later, she comes back to the coach, and she is on fire. She's smiling. She's excited. Okay, because it got her wheels thinking. She's not going to build it right now, but she's starting to put a plan into place, you know? And Hashem's going to take care of those details. When it's the right time for it, it's going to happen, okay? So sometimes you can't be engaged in a big global Yeud. You could start start writing down the plan for it, you know? And even if you think, oh, it's not possible for it to happen, if it's your mission, the tools were given to you. It's like if the baker was chosen to be the baker, he's got the pans, he's got the oven. That means you've got the capabilities, and somehow Hashem, who gave you this drive and mission, will also give you the right time to fulfill that mission, and He'll also give you the right tools to do that mission. So don't despair. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you've got this great idea, and it gives you just tremendous excitement, but you just don't see that it's possible for it to ever happen. You know? Don't limit God. My father-in-law says this great sentence. He says, don't put a period where God put a comma. Right? It's like, don't put a nekuda where there is psik. It's not the end of the story. And so many times we limit God. God is unlimited, right? Start writing it down. Start writing it down, you know. And when it's the right time, it will come out. So it is, what's the time? I don't have a watch. 9:15. Okay. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Just if any thoughts you had to write it down, continue working at this at home. And if any of you are ready to put it down with a marker, do it. It's, by the way, it's a really nice idea I had today. It's like to even frame it, but it could be it's not flushed for you. It's fine. It's a draft. It's not such a fancy paper. I would say leave here tonight. Write down a draft of what your mission statement is.
Is there anyone who really is stuck? Okay, I feel like. Okay. Okay.
Hi, Sara is also available for anyone to call her. Her husband is like, no, she's
We
not.
just have your email. We don't have your phone.
No, I could do probably like 30-minute time slots, like a few, for the
So
week,
get her phone number, and but she also is available right now if you're stuck. If anyone's stuck, I'm happy to help them. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna close.